Katrin Deufert, also known as the artist twin Deufert and Plischke from Berlin, Germany. We just arrived here for the festival to perform one of our earliest pieces in the Panorama Festival 2001. And usually we live in Berlin, work there as artists, but we also teach there at the university, so we are professors and artists to try to combine teaching and artistic work. And maybe you can talk a bit about
why this piece?
The theme of the festival is memory. This piece is when Katrin and me met. We had a hard time to say how can two heads make one decision and work. So we had to clear out where do you come from, where do I come from, and that basically is what we remember were the demarcation lines of our life. And normally this would be more okay, I come from this city, or I do this, I studied that. But for us it stayed more the tough parts, like the story with the tides or the suicide attempt of the mother. They were much more, I think, crucial for artistic work later. And so we thought this is because tomorrow, for example, we'll speak more about what we are doing now, about our aesthetics and politics. But we also thought we've never done this work in Brazil, and one part is based on an experience in Rio de Janeiro. So that was a challenge for us also to do it here and to see how it goes.
Yeah, and also see some kind of meta-log in it, some kind of, the form reflects the theory and the theory of the construction. Can you tell a little bit about that? Because I found them really brilliant. At some point you just should I clap, actually?
Yeah, I think it's very knitted, this work. It's very complex, the structure of actions, writings, the text, the music. And it's one of our oldest pieces, but I must say for each occasion where we performed it, it was reworked a little bit and reformulated. So we want to have it very precise, and of course it's based on memories, it's the memories that we were telling to each other, our fictions. Of course, I think this we will say tomorrow, my memory of what happened is not what happened. So with each formulation or each narration of a memory, it changes also partly. So that's what happened a lot. So I think we were starting to write in each other's memories also, and to knit them together, to make out of two biographies one protocol, one shared twin cloth or biography. So for us also the association between texture and life is very close. We are artists. We need to formulate, to find a form and formulate ourselves. But we know also with this work that we tell partly things that nobody wants to hear. Yep. So we are on this kind of precarious border of what can you still tell? So I think with this this piece plays a lot with this, and this is why it has to be so precise. Because if we are not precise, then the people will walk away. I think because we all share these problems that we are talking about. So you need to fictionalize them in the sense to make them.
And I think it has a very relevance now, I would say, just because of the precariousness or the crisis that we are living in the world right now. Even if it is 10 years old, it's kind of, the dumps and the rats and the not knowing what to do with many things. So.
Well, we named Disney. I think that's the biggest problem, because there's been promise making, and you can call it, I don't know, the market promise, the social promise, the economic promise, the
theater promise,
educational promise. There have been so much promises around, and as a friend of us, Markus Steinweg, claims that very clearly, promises are made because they are very likely not to be kept. And for us, again, to the staging of the performance, it's very important that nothing is dominant. It's very important that it's like a landscape that unfolds, a landscape of text, of texture, of interactions. It's not dancey, it's not loud, it's not...
there is no notion of climax or the...
No, it's
it should be like a landscape.
It's more an epical form, I think, of how to go through a landscape of stories, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Okay. Tomorrow we will hear more, and I'll be here.
Tomorrow we go to another myth, the myth of Arachne.
That was really beautiful, how you kind of wove the mythology as some kind of strange utopia, but at the same time very...
But the mythology is so much part of theater and music and dance, because the only way to experience mythology is by listening to it. It's a talk. It's based on somebody telling it, and so it's based on life, on the physiological time. You cannot kind of record it. It's always dependent that somebody tells it.
Well, thank you very much.
See you later.